alternative story structure style, which I have developed and which I want to share it with you, and I want you to interact with you. So I hope you guys are will take part in that also. So, but before that, I will explain it further, like how it works. So, you must have seen a puzzle. All of you must have seen a puzzle, a photograph in your childhood. That there is a photograph of a maze. Okay, a maze where on one point there is a rabbit, and and the downside you must have seen a carrot, and in between the maze is there, right? So what we used to do, and or what we do is, like, we have to solve the puzzle. How we do that? We go through, like, how the rabbit will reach. The question is how the rabbit will go through and find the path through the maze and reach to the carrot. That is a simple maze. Mostly it takes a lot of time to reach to the point of carrot. Okay. Now, in my childhood, I used to do something different. Most of of you must have done that. That I used to draw a line from the carrot, okay, to go back and to reach to the point from uh, the rabbit, and that was the easiest point to do that. Okay. Now, if I see that this maze and the carrot and the rabbit are the part of a story. Like, the rabbit is the protagonist who has a goal to reach to the end, which is uh, the carrot, and the maze is in between. So ups and downs. So when I see that, so it's very hard to cross from there. But if I go back from there, I draw lines from the carrot. So it's very easy. What I'm trying to say is, like, the alternative story structure is, don't start from the beginning. Okay, you have a point, you make the point, but set the goal first. Where as a writer, I repeat, where as a writer you want your story should end. Yes. So if you fix the end first, so you will have 2 points altogether. You know where I want to end my story. It can be anything, it's up to you. It can be like whatever way you want to give the end. For example, if I'll say my story starts with a rabbit and the end is where he becomes alien, or in the end where he receives an Oscar award. Now there are no there is no connectivity between two that. Okay, so that's the challenge, but that's fun. So when if now what you have to do is you have to go back. So start drawing lines from the carrot, from like the uh, this thing. The carrot is like, the goal is of the rabbit is to become to achieve to receive a Oscar award. Now, so what is stopping him? What is the main hurdle? Now these are the part of the alternative story structure. What is stopping? What is the biggest hurdle to stopping him? Okay, so now we have to think, like, what it could be. Then, okay, so what is the solution? This is the problem. We understand this is the problem, that to receive an Oscar award, the rabbit has this biggest problem, which will come in the end, okay, in the story. And but what is the solution of it? The solution is we have to find the solution, because that is going to be the part of the story. So that is going to be the solution. Okay, so now we have the beginning, the end, the problem, and the solution. Okay, but this is very simple story structure. But if I want to add more elements, so I will add it like that, like, to achieve that solution, to cross that hurdle or problem. Okay, what is the hurdle? Again, another tool. These are the tools which we use it, and the tool. Okay, so what is that hurdle? And to get that tool, what has to be done. So now we have five elements, and that those five elements will create different story structure inside three act of a story structure with different elements. So if we'll try to do that, we'll see that our story is moving very quickly because we have set the goal and we know where I want my story to be in. And now things will be in our hand. No, okay, so I want the end should be like this, so I will do this. If I want the problem, I have to set the problem first to go back. So I this is the basic theory which I wanted to share it with you. And you must have seen there are many movies which start from somewhere and end somewhere else. For example, the Quentin Tarantino's movie, if you must have seen, I guess, Till Dusk and Dawn. I guess maybe I'm not remembering the name, but you must have seen. The film starts with mafia and everything and ends with vampires. No clue. Like it is going to be somewhere else. Okay. So, or the village, of Night, Maroon Night and Shyamalan's movie, The Village, where the movie starts in a village in 19th century or 18th century old village, and they live in the middle of a forest where they cannot go outside of the village or in the night, especially because there is a monster or something like that. That's it. But in the end, they land up, they come to know that they live in 21st century. Okay, so now that's how the you can create interesting story plots through this way, and it can surprise anyone, anything. And the most important thing about writing is the word surprise, where if i I'm able to surprise you, it means I'm able to hold your attention psychologically. And if I'm not able to surprise you, it means you know what I'm going to show or say or write. So your assumptions will be right. It means that my story doesn't have those elements which is going to surprise you, to hold you, because the word surprise always will make you stop there. For example, whenever you walk on the road and you see you know uh, juggler is doing something, so you will stop for a while. Okay, this is something new and you want to see what happens next because you're surprised what he's doing. So the key word is surprise. Always surprise um, your audience or your readers, because that is the way you are going to hold them. You know the story structure now, but now you have to add the element of surprise. Okay, so what I want to do now is let's start. Before that, also I will tell you that many people have that tendency of saying that we get the writer's block, because when your mind is totally blank and you cannot think beyond one thought, the block means your imagination is coming in a loop, a same thought or two, three, four thoughts. You are trying to imagine something and you have rejected few thoughts. No, I don't want this thought to be in my story. And then again, those thoughts are coming. That's how the mind works. Because whatever you will deny will come back. So now I have developed another theory for that, how to come over the writer's block, not by no, because I have heard and seen that people, what they do when they have the writer's block, they simply go to sleep, or they do they clean the house, or try to do something, play game, and just distract mind. So it means you are not creating. It means you're waiting, the thoughts should be should go away and the new thought should come. So it means there is something else which you want to collect and reassemble and make a story. Personally, I believe that a story or a creative person should create anywhere, anytime, and anything out of anywhere. Because if you say that no, this is the writer's block and this time I cannot think, why not? I totally believe we can do that. So there are theories, because all those thoughts which we see or feel or create are memories. Those memories which we have seen, read, or heard, through our experience of life. That's how we collect those memories. So those memories block when we the some else, something else, some other thought, keep on coming in loop. You have to understand this thing very well, because it is going to help you if you're able to crack it. And it is very easy to do that. You just need few attempts to do that. So something, if something comes in your mind in a loop, you have to make the loop also a part of your story, for a part of your story for a while. You can remove it later on. It's not a rule that you have chose it so you cannot remove it, but accept it. Acceptance means that the thought, it won't be there. You must have heard about or felt that in the night. Most of the time you must have, for example, if I'll sing something, a song, aha, so you will feel that, oh my god, it's the song is humming, in my mind, and you cannot get rid of that thought, that song, and you don't like that song, but still coming on. So what the psychology says, you have to sit, you have to sing the song, accept it, sing the song. This is very funny, but you can try it. Once you will sing it, it means you have accepted it. Automatically you will see that thought will dissolve. That's the key. And the new thoughts or whatever imagination you want to do is will come. So you have to do that once, because that those thoughts need, attention. So once you will give them attention, automatically they will dissolve. So that's how you are going to cross the this uh, writer's block. So and to imagine more, we can use our other senses. Like for example, we can use how, because the memories built up with, yeah, the experience. So what kind of experience? Experience of like touching something. That is my experience. For example, I have to, with my closed eyes, if I touch my head, so I touched my hair, and automatically when I say hair or touched it, automatically thoughts related hair will come pop up in my mind, which are, maybe the recent one or the strongest one in past. Those thoughts will come up in mind, and I can pick from there, like, okay, that thought was that. So that's how you have to, recollect your mind through senses. Like by smelling, you smell something, and okay, so with that particular smell, a fragrance, you will a particular thought will come in your mind memory, and you can use it. So those are the elements, you, if you want to use, you can pick and use it in your story, or the thought, you can assemble it, and you can play around with it. So these are the things. Now I want to have a little bit of interactive conversation, uh, where I want to show you like how it works, like, and what I'm seeing as, one-sided. But I believe in interactive. So I want to know who is going to take part. Like I want three people. So we will have a small story session together to create it, and within 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then I want you to work on this. So tell me, please, who's going to take part in that? Yes, anyone? I hope everyone is there. Or I'm just saying, uh, okay, let me choose then. Then it will be easy, because everyone is waiting who is going to come. So I will start with the. Mm, I will pick three people. Okay, and let me start with mm, Gaurav Das. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and uh, I want to. Okay. Uh, Pooja Burman. Hello. Pooja, can you hear me? Okay, I guess she's not audible or something. So we'll pick Benita Majumdar. Can you? Hello. Okay. She's also not there. Then Abhijit, no, Abhijit Ghosh is the co-host. Aman Sharma, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, good. So one more person I want. So I will pick uh, Rahul Vikram. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So all of you three are ready. Please unmute yourself. Three of you. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I will start with Aman. Aman, let's start what I told you. Like I hope you heard what I said about the story structure. So we'll practice a interactive session with that. So to start with, like the how the story starts and how the ends. So we'll begin with the story start and we will fix the end. So I want you to start the story. Anything, pick any element you want to have in your story. Going to be a protagonist. Tell me what is your protagonist. Who is your protagonist? Yes, please tell me. Hello, Aman. Yeah, please say.
Hello.
Yeah, Aman, please be louder.
Hello.
Yeah, Aman, I
Hello.
can hear you. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Aman. I guess there's problem with Aman. So I will pick Anindya Day. Anindya, can you hear me? Okay. Let's start with Gaurav Das then. Gaurav.
Yeah.
So I want you to pick a protagonist. Anything,
Thing
anything.
like
Yes,
oh,
yes, yes. Anything. Because
hello,
yeah.
a tea has been asleep for thousands of years in a cryo state and has just woken up.
Okay, good. So a teenager who just woke up after thousands of years. Great. So now I will pick. Now you'll see that how we got the point, first point. Now we will pick the end point. And Rahul, Rahul Vikrampal, can you tell me the end? You can say anything. Rahul, Rahul.
Thinking, sir.
Okay, think about it. Think, and tell me, please. Anything. You can say Amitabh Bachchan's name also. It doesn't matter.
Like the character comes to know something like he or she didn't wanted to know, something like
Sorry,
that.
sorry. Please,
Like the main
please be
character
clear.
here. Hello,
Yeah, yeah.
like the main character here comes to know something about him or herself, something like they didn't wanted to know.
That is the end. Or what is, what do you think it is? The end.
I don't have an idea actually.
Okay. So we will. I will ask someone else also. He will add in that. Uh, Arpita Bhattacharya. Can you tell me? Can you add what he comes to know? Arpita, can you hear me? I guess. Hello. Okay. Jeet, Hela, can you tell me? Can you add? Jeet. Okay.
Sir, can I
Uh,
can I add something?
yeah, yeah. Please,
Srijani,
please.
sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah. Please.
he comes to know that there is an apocalypse going on or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay. So it means a teen who woke up, and in the end, after thousands of years, he woke up, and the end of the story would be that he came to know that apocalypse is going to happen, right? That is our end of the story, right? So now what we'll do, we'll add something more, like we'll go back from the end. So what, as a writer, okay, as a writer in story, what is the hurdle him to know that the apocalypse is going to happen? What is stopping him to know? Please try to understand, to know. Okay, because that is going to be the main hurdle. So Gaurav Das, can you please add the hurdle, the problem which is stopping him?
Sir, I think adding the things, the point becomes something like when someone wakes up from a sleep that long, it probably should be a good thing to feel alive and everything, but he comes to face an apocalypse and he is in a dilemma whether waking up was good in the end or what. So
Yeah, yeah. What you are saying is right, but you are, taking the story from a straight forward structure. What I'm trying to say is, let's, experiment with that. Let's go, come from backside. Like, in the end, he comes to know that an apocalypse is going to come. So what is, as a writer, because that is, see, currently we are not creating the story, we are creating the structure. Okay, the elements we will add on and we will change it. First, as I told you, first we have to make the plot ready, the structure ready. That the structure means what kind of the plotting will would be there. So the end would be, we have the starting point and the end is there. Now we have to think what is stopping him. the these are the elements, if we'll use, so we will automatically get the idea. Okay, so this is like the point where which we can use in our story. Okay, so I want to add the reason, the problem, to achieve the goal, to reach the end of the story. Okay, it's a writer's point of view, not protagonist point of view.
it
Protagonist
could
point of view
it
is
could be the like the people who associate with him when he wakes up, like people are who are invested in taking care of him, don't want him to know how mm, desperate the situation is in the world when at that point of time, because he is just woken up and he is being lied to by people close to him because they don't want him
okay.
to know that the world is in a very bad situation.
Yeah, good, good. So it means now we have another point. The problem is that people are hiding it, right? People are hiding it that the world is going to end. Okay. So now what is the solution as a writer, which we will put him in front of him to achieve and to know. Okay, so now not as a protagonist that he's going to search, but as a writer, because we are the puppeteers. Writer is a puppeteer who is going to, you know, put things in front of the protagonist to move accordingly that. So we have to think about that, what could be the solution to for him, to when he will get the solution, so he will comes to know that okay, this is the problem, like the goal. Okay, the goal is like the end is going to come. So but the hurdle is there. Now what is the solution, that how is going to find out that okay, people are hiding it. Okay, so I want to know, Pallav, please tell me. Pallav, are you there? I guess
Yes,
Pallav,
Mr. Vivek.
Pratyush Chatterjee. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Pratyush Chatterjee. Hello.
Pratyush, please unmute yourself.
Pratyush, I guess he's not able to listen or something, or maybe network issue. So please tell me, Ria Shaw. Ria, can you tell me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me. So you know the start, the end, the problem before the end. Now, what is the solution as a writer you think should be there?
So he ultimately makes out of the situation.
Hmm.
He secretly runs and try to move out of the box to find
So
what's going out in the world.
yes, but see, we have to understand this. We have to think from a writer's point, not the or protagonist point. Okay, so when I'm saying that we have the protagonist who just woke up after thousands of years, a teenager boy, and the story would end in the end where he comes to know that apocalypse is going to end the world. But the problem is, as a writer, I'm saying, as a writer, I write that the problem is that people are hiding it. People don't let him to know about it. So as a writer, I have to add something that who, what is the solution for him to, you know, I will put in front of him, that through that he will come to know, that through that solution he will come to know that okay, I when he achieved that solution accidentally, because he doesn't know that the end is going to come, so accidentally or something like that, that he will okay, so he revealed it, the, you know, the incident will reveal okay, so this is going to be the end, right? So to reach the goal we need the solution. So what you think as a writer should be the solution?
So he finds another person who is in the same situation like him, and
Yeah, good,
uh,
very good.
they
Yeah, so it's
fool the
yes, yes,
people
so
around
now
them
you can
and try
see.
to make them.
Exactly. So now you can see that you know a story start from one point and it moves. You know, if I try to put in a straight point, straight line. So I will say a teenager who who wakes up and he meets another guy, okay, who tells him that you know people are hiding you, people are hiding things up from you, and because I was also sleeping and this is my story, it means another story into that. That's how the story moves around. Every single person has a story and they interact with them, interconnect with them, cross connect with them, and that's how the main protagonist story moves to the end. That is how we do. But now because this is like, you know, the more questions are coming out of it, like who is this boy and blah blah. But as a writer, we have to think from as a writer, not as a protagonist, because we have to think as a protagonist when our story structure is ready. Now we will move, currently we will move the just the protagonist the way we want him to move. But once the plotting is ready through that, then what we'll do, we will think like a protagonist once the plotting is ready, not before that. Okay. So uh, now we have that those points, like solution is there, hurdle is there. Now to achieve that solution, to meet that boy, I repeat, to meet that boy who also woke up after so many years, and who came to know, who will enlighten him that people are hiding it from you. What is the hurdle? Savik Basak, can you tell me? Savik?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please tell me, what is the hurdle for him as a writer? You think the the boy is not able to meet, because if you create the question, then the answer will come, and answer means then action. Okay, so you tell me.
Sir, the boy who woke up after thousands of years, uh,
Yeah.
he might be also be captured. I mean, he might also be surrounded by some people who also want to cover up the situation.
Sorry, I could not hear you. Please come again.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
So, yes, sir, I'm saying that the boy then meet the another boy. Uh,
Yeah.
it may happen that another boy may be also surrounded by some people, those who want to cover that situation.
Okay, so it means those people who wanted the protagonist to stop seeing the truth also stopped this boy. But that is that other boy story. What I'm trying to ask, fix that, what is stopping, what stopped? Or you or maybe I heard something wrong. Maybe you're trying to say that those people are stopping to these boys to meet. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, good. So that is also possible. So what is the solution as a writer? Because he doesn't know that another boy is there who knows the truth. Because even he doesn't know the truth. So as a writer, how you are going to meet that, those connecting point of two boys? Because there is a gap. The gap means the problem, the hurdle, second hurdle. Now you have to find the solution. The solution means the incident which will make him to reach there. What will motivate you? Here we can add emotions, all those elements we can use, like which emotion motivates him to find that boy. Okay, so that can be the solution, which we think, which in story doesn't look like a solution in the beginning, but later on the same emotion would come as an, okay, like if he wouldn't have had that anger or greed, he wouldn't have met that boy and came to, and that's how he come to know about the eclipse, right? So now you tell me, who's going to tell me? Sydney, can you tell me?
So maybe you can show that the protagonist is reckless in nature and he'll just, out of curiosity, he'll just visit the place and somehow come in contact with the other guy.
Yeah, but what motivates him? Like, we have to find why I'm trying to say this thing, because you then as a writer you will be able to understand it, that how we can create a interesting, surprising, elementful story. So tell me, like, not suddenly he will reach something, will motivate him, na? That I want to know.
maybe he will notice some unusual behavior around the people, like the people
Okay,
around him, and
okay, okay.
his intuition will lead him to the other guy.
Okay, so now you can see that, all these elements, if will, connect, there are four, five, six, five, elements connect, like the beginning, the end, the problem before the end, the solution before the problem, then hurdle before the solution, and the another solution before that hurdle. Okay, so we have 5 points. So it means we can create more and more elements if we want to create, more complex story, or we can have just three pointers to create a very simple plain Jane story. We can do that also. So now I guess you must have, understand that how we can create, just adding question and answer in a story, like problem and solution automatically. But remember, if you want to imagine quickly like this, you have to fix the end first. Like, as a writer, how do you see the end should be? Okay, like how, as a writer, you want the end should be there, and then your mind will, move in that direction. Like, for example, a story about a boy who woke up after 10,000 years and came one day, and came to know that the world is going to end. That is the simple one line story from start till end, right? So I want you to to if you want, you can add more pointers into that, like, because that's how the story moves. As I told you, for example, all of you must have seen or read the book, The Guide, or the movie Guide, I guess. Can anyone tell me who has seen the movie Guide of Devanand Vaidaraman? Anyone? Anyone?
R.K. Narayanan.
Sorry.
It's a story by R.K. Narayanan.
Yes, Arkin. I guess you have read the story, right? Or you must have watched the movie. So in that story also, you must have seen the story starts. I'm not talking about the screenplay. I'm talking about journey. Okay, screenplay can be anything. We can screenplay. The past can be show first and then later on. That is a very different way to do that, and we can do that. But I'm talking about a straight plain Jane storyline. So story about a guide who who is a successful guide in Udaipur, and he, in the end, after a few years, he gets enlightenment. Okay, now many people don't know about the, they did not understand the end is about enlightenment, that the protagonist Devanand, in the end, he gets enlightenment. Okay, people think he just died for the sake of, he sacrificed his life, and the it rained. But no, the story is not about raining, it's about his enlightenment, his to his salvation, to his fulfilling life of everything. So uh, now you can see where it started and where it ended. I'm just giving an example where it started and where it ends. Or for example, if you'll see that Lagan, story about a villagers who are trapped in British tax, and end is how they beat Britishers in cricket, right? You can see that where it started, where it ended. But I'm giving you all examples of those beautiful films and those successful stories where the beginning is something else and the end is something which you can't even imagine. Like, okay, the film is about something, story is about something, and the end is coming up something else. Why? Because the end is something different. and this is surprising, right? So these are the the movies like Guide or this film called as Lagan or Jagte Raho. You must have seen an old movie called Jagte Raho of Raj Kapoor, where an old poor farmer uh, from a village, he comes to in a city in the night and is thirsty, and that's the beginning of his journey. And what ends? He ends up in a building, terrace of a building, where he screams and tells that he is not a thief. A different level where he expose everyone in the building, like how what they do and what they don't. Or you must have seen the French cinema or other films, like in a very beautiful film called Emily. In that, the story about a girl, a very shy girl who works in a, cafe, a restaurant, and she doesn't have any friends. She lives alone. She have very few friends, and she lives alone, and very shy, introvert. And in the end, she becomes a superhero kind, supergirl kind of a person, and falls in love. And it's totally opposite. The point is, if you will fix the end first, you will get the three structure, and you can mold four, five, six. So that's how the idea is, the how we can have the alternative structures, story structure, for to create a story. That's I believe, and I guess you must have understood what I'm trying to say, that that's how we can create alternative story structure through these examples. Any question you have, please tell me. Anyone?
Sir, on behalf of the students, I want to ask one or two questions.
Sorry?
On behalf of the students, I want to ask some questions.
Yeah, sure, please.
Okay. Sir, how do you differentiate animation script writing from the live action script writing?
Okay, differentiate. Okay, it's a very good question. Uh, so in animation, animation is like, a director's point of view, as I told you. Why director's point of view? Because as an animation writer, I will write what I am visualizing it. When I'm saying visualizing it, so I'm visualizing the framing. Maybe I won't add the camera frames, like mid shot or close up, but sometimes I have to, when this is very necessary, like close up of his hand where he's hiding something. Why? Because why it is very necessarily to think like a director to write an animation script, because whatever I'm going to write as an animation writer is going to be in front of a storyboard artist. Okay, and the storyboard artist will read it and sketch it down as it is. Maybe he will add something, but if I won't give the briefing, and then the storyboard artist will get confused, like how, because it's more about visuals, how the characters are moving, the gags, their behaviors. And so the most important thing, production heavy. Production is very important tool in animation. I can People say, like, writing for animation is very easy, you can write anything you can imagine. That is not right, because I have to think like how many characters I should add in a frame. Not more than four people, not more than four characters, because every single animation act of there will add on a cost. It's not a live action where I can put everyone in the frame, and they all will be move by their own. It won't cost. But if I have 7 8 fixed characters, I can't have all of them in a single frame. We can have in particular frame, but not always. We because that is going to add the cost, every single, and timing. That is one thing. Second, I cannot add, like, without any reason a plane just fall down from the sky. People think like it's very easy to draw a plane and it will fall down, but that will also cost in production. Like, why you need that particular plane in the sky in that story? Does it connect with the story or not? If not, then unnecessary, please avoid it, because it is going to cost. So the costing is the main factor, and the visualization is second main factor, where the storyboard artist will understand, okay, the flow of the screenplay is something like that. If I won't give detailed screenplay, the storyboard artist won't understand it, right? So that is the basic major difference between a live action and animation writing. Because in live action, whatever you will write, you can give ideas, like, he comes in the room, he enters in the room where two people are sitting on chair. So and he comes and he slaps, but the other people, the other to a person, and the other person, holds his hand and throws him back on the floor, he falls down. He can write down. But on set, when I will come up with that live action script, the director will decide, should I make them sit on the chair, or stand near the window. The framing would be changed accordingly. And should he hit him or not, or should he say something, and where he should help. These kind of small briefing doesn't require in live action, but in animation it requires. That is how both are. That's why the director's work in live action comes in the animation part as a writer. I hope I give the explanation for that question.
Yeah, fine, fine. It's okay. It's fine. Okay.
And
Another question, sir. So,
yeah, yeah.
with reference to your work, if you can answer, then it will be better for the students to understand. Okay.
Yes,
How
yes.
do you create a character when you write a story?
Okay.
Means, what is your inspiration to
Okay,
create the
so
characters?
okay, so when we say inspiration, so it's totally depend. Like, do I need to write about a character? The story should be about a character, or first I write the story about an incident, the great incident happened. Okay, so there are different point of views from anywhere, but we need the character. So when we say that I need the character, uh, and inspiration can be anything, but we have to decide first, is it going to be the story first, or the character driven story first? The character will be there first, or the story should be written first. So it's totally depend on that. But once we started writing the characterization of a character, we have to make sure there are many things, because we are creating a living being, just not a character like he's 5 foot 5 feet 10 inches tall, good looking, handsome boy, thin and blah blah. That's are the physical appearance can be molded, but what about his likes, what he doesn't like, how he interacts with this particular situation, how his behavior changes, what makes him angry, what kind of nature he has, and what he loves to do, what he hates to do, what, and most importantly, before writing the all these elements, we have to come up with a backstory of the character, from his childhood. These are all exercises, very important exercises, which are going to which are not going to we are not going to show in the story. Maybe we will see, but not but it is going to help us to, as a writer, to understand the character, to develop it. So write a good backstory of that particular character, which makes that character today what you are seeing. Like, why he is like this today, why he is a thief, why he is ugly, or why he is behaving like that. So that there should be reason, so that comes in the backstory. So we have to, there we can inspire, like, the character should be like that, the inspiration, like, what if I make him a bad person to inspire, to imagine. You just need to imagine what kind of bad he is. And not every person is 100% bad. So you can add, like, there are some good things also, which, as a we must uh, we don't see that every writer or filmmaker make it like that way, that we just show the one side of shade, the black, 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 dark, 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 not the brighter as well, because then we'll say that will confuse the audience, like is good or bad. Okay, again, as a writer you can play with that if you understand how to play, but that is a very further step where you are able to play with the characters and the story, how to you know merge them together. So that's how the characters should inspire, but with the backstory, because backstory is going to be the backbone of the character. And there are elements you can make the chart sheet where you can explain the character is like, what he likes and what he doesn't like, what his passion, what his goal, what he wants to achieve in life. That's how the story will move. Okay. Yeah. So, any other question?
Another question, sir. As a script writer,
Yeah.
what is the genre or what are the genres do you prefer to write?
Okay. Me is if you'll ask me personally, so I would say I don't like to write plain stories. As I told you, I love to surprise. So I love fantasies. I love sci-fi. I like psychological thrillers. I like to tell stories which will make you, not only you, to every single person to stop and listen or see that this is something which I have never seen. So if you'll ask me, can you write a story of Gang of Wasepur, I would say yes, but in my style. Okay, because people say, like, that is a different genre. My genre is like fantasy, sci-fi, psychological thriller, where those things. Sorry, but Gangak Wasapur is not psychological thriller or fantasy based story or sci-fi. But I would try to do that, but without crossing the line. For example, Kill Bill. You must have seen Kill Bill. Kill Bill is a plain Jane story of a revenge of a girl. Sorry, revenge of a girl. How she takes the revenge. Right. That's the simple story. But he, as a director, as a writer, what he did, Quentin Tarantino, what he did, he added psychological thriller, he added fantasy, he added that, and he make it not sci-fi, I would say, but two elements he added. So you can add, you can create, because you have the hold in your hand, but it doesn't look like a sci-fi, it doesn't look like a fantasy, it looks like a plain Jane but it's he gave those flavor of fantasy and psychological thriller in the treatment, not in the story. There is no fantasy of like the person is flying, has a superpower. No, it was a simple story of a girl who learns martial art, and she gets get attacked by his her boyfriend or something like that, and then she takes revenge. Simple story, but he added the treatment in fantasy style. So that's my way, what I believe, that just make it like, for example, um, if you in Bengal, uh, if you have puchka, right? If I'm not wrong, you call it puchka, and in Mumbai, in here we call it pani puri. But the um, the puri or puchka are very similar, but the taste is different because you are adding something else. We are adding something else. Okay, so that's how things per person to person change, and that's how the genre changes. Yeah. Anyone else? What? Any question?
Students, please ask question if you have any query.
Anyone? Please come ahead and ask, because I don't know how what should I ask you, because you know randomly I can't ask. I need to know what you are thinking. So that's how the pointers will come out. So please ask questions whatever comes in your mind. I guess like the all the questions are over, or someone has the question.
S- Sir, can you give any tips on how to control the pacing of a story?
Sorry.
How the pacing of a story, and how to when to calm things down, when to elevate the tensions, and how to balance it out properly.
Yeah. So as I told you, in the story structure itself, like we started with three pointers: start, middle, and end. Then we added like if overall if you'll see that the problem, the main problem, that is one element. Solution of that main problem, that is like we have now to one more pointer. Then hurdle before that, and so on. Solution before that. So these are the pointers we can add. We can see that does it require or not. Okay, that's how that's how we will be able to see that, like is it necessary or not, because these pointers will tell your story, and these pointers are the elevated points. Okay, where the story give a twist or turn, or it it pulls you up and throws you down as a story. So that these are the pointers, and pacing totally depend in your hand. Like you can use when you want, or if you don't want to use the three structure way. Simple. But if you want to use more and more things, you can add. Give surprise. The basic element is surprise. Simple. So the pacing will
Sir,
decide
what
how
I was
to
particularly
surprise.
asking is that if I say I have the basic plot and I have the basic story in my hand and I know where it's heading and I have a climax, so how do I decide exactly how long I should make the climax? To how if I know what's going to happen, it's clear, but
Yes.
how I should execute it temporarily is what
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
seeking clarity with.
So there are few things. Like don't stretch it. First of all, first as a story writer, make sure that how long your story is. And because I don't want to talk about like is it a 2 hour story or 1 hour story, because that is a very personal thing. Personal as in like whatever, is it a short story or things like that. So I can't give you the calculation of timing, but yes, I can tell you the formula is very simple. That the structure, okay, it can be like in physics you can say 1 by 1, okay, and it can be 100 by 100, it can be anything. But the middle is you know the middle point. So you have what you have to do with those pointers. If if you write down your stories and or the structure and draw it. Okay, draw it like this is the end, this is the middle, and this is the beginning. Okay, and one more point here, so you can draw it like like this. So you will have a drawing. This is a very crazy stuff to do, but you will love it, because you can see the entire story in just one frame. So there you can use it like, okay, this duration, this particular here to here, I can have that pace. I can here I can twist, and then here elevate, and the here I can move. You can do that. That is also a very weird way to do that, but right, imagination is weird, and always weird thing works. So, like as you said, you asked like you have the structure and how the pace. Now is totally depend. What kind of taste you want to create in the story. When I'm saying taste, it I mean to say emotions, because every emotion has a pace. Comedy, for example, comedy. So comedy space is very short. Okay, if I crack a joke, how long can you laugh? Right? Your laughter will be, the every joke will go up and fade in within few seconds. Every joke. It's very hard. That is why comedy is very hard. Why? Because you cannot laugh if you are not laughing from within. But you can be, you can you can feel cry, you can feel anger to see something. That is easy to do that. But you cannot laugh if I'm not able to make you laugh. Okay, so the pacing of comedy is very slow. So you, as a writer, you know that, okay, this part of my action, a particular gag or joke, will pull the audience still here for 1 minute or 30 second or whatever period. Okay, then I have to surprise him, and I don't let him to lose the grip. I will give you one example. You must have seen film Satya. I guess yes, everyone has seen the film Satya, right? So in Satya there is one scene where, everyone goes to a builder to get they ask for money for him, to, if you, otherwise they will, we will kill you, and they threaten him and all that. They, for five six people they go, including Satya and Bhiku Matre and his friend, Chandan. The character's name is Chandan in the film, the fat guy. So they all go there and they sit, and the builder says, okay, you wait, I'm just coming. The money is in the in my car dicky. I'm just taking and coming. They said okay. Now this is the scene. Now this is the scene where they start doing this. Okay. Suddenly, one of the characters start laughing, and people and everyone is shocked, including audience. Everyone is shocked why he is laughing out of nowhere. This is, then Bhiku Matre asks, "What happened to you?" The Chandan, basically Chandan, that guy. He starts laughing. He said, "What? Why are you laughing?" He says, "I remember a joke about Ram and Shyam, that you, I don't know if you've seen or not, but the he cracks the joke." And as a writer, Anurag Kashyap and Saurabh Shukla, they both are writer of Satya. They put the, a very genuine joke. Now, please try to understand this thing. Very genuine joke, not a joke where audience won't laugh. They really cracked a real authentic joke. Okay, it's a psychological thing. Please try to understand. They really cracked the authentic joke in a story which doesn't, which doesn't relate with the story. Okay, so it is like something you are giving, and giving, like, for example, I'm talking about a dish, a recipe, and which you know that I'm eating, but you can't eat, you can't smell. But if I'll able to give it to you, you will have the same feeling. So the joke can be done that. So what they did, they cracked a joke. The joke made public, including the characters, laugh. The joke was so nice, so authentic. Everyone, including the public, laughed. Okay, and in the movie suddenly in the movie firing starts, and two people die. As an audience, I was shocked. What happened? Why? That is shock treatment as a writer. That is how you pace your story. That is how you give and create surprise. That's how you mold your story. That, okay, that was not expecting. As a audience, I was laughing on the joke, and suddenly someone fired and pulled me in a very horrid, very horrible situation, very scary situation, and my laughter, that was a shock treatment as a writer. So that's how, you have to play with that, to create those one point to another, to reach there. Don't stretch it. Even in Sholay, they did with Gabbar Singh's, where he asked, like, I will, in the revolver scene where he puts three bullets, and in the end, no one dies. So he starts laughing, and everyone lies. Everyone laughs, including the, audience. Like, what is funny is going on, and suddenly he kills. That's shock treatment. So you should know how to shock from comedy to serious to comedy to emotion. You just need to play with it to give the pace. Anyone else? Any question? I guess everyone had the questions, or anyone please ask me. I guess everyone had the questions. Please tell me if anyone has any question. Okay, okay, I got the point. No, sir, thank you. So tell me, like, I guess uh, it this today's meeting helped, and to had a we had the conversation to understand the story structure. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for inviting me this beautiful session. And I really like to talk all of you, and I thanks to Vidya ma'am and everyone, and in Nurture institution for inviting me. Thank you everyone, and I hope that you will you whatever we discussed today, you will work over it, and you will come up with new great ideas, and very quickly create stories quickly. With don't you can create with. I'm not saying that you won't. You should create stories always quickly, but it will be now in your hand. You will understand the structure that you can create anytime, anywhere, anything like that. So thank you everyone, thank you for joining with me, and I hope you will do great with your stories, and all the best. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.